At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Keep thinking I could never leave without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, but I grew strong. And I knew how to get along, so now you're back from outer space. And I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid luck. I should have made you leave the key. If I'd have known just for 1 second, you'd be back to bother me.
Oh, no, now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I crumble? You think I lay down and die? Whoa, hi, whoa, hi. Whoa, hi, whoa, hi. Whoa, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi. Whoa, hi, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi. Whoa, hi, whoa, hi, whoa, hi, hi. Whoa, hi, hi. Whoa, hi, hi. Whoa, hi. Ooh.
Gay pride, ooh.
June.
Teen.
Homosexual. Yeah. Titties, boob, geesh, eat. Oh. Go now, go. Walk out the door. Stupid.
Ill mentally.
Oh my God. Yes, just like your hat.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jade and XD. Happy Pride Month, happy Juneteenth. I don't know if it should be happy Juneteenth, but we're celebrating Negro Solstice this week.
Yes. Yes.
May you have found your Super Saiyan secret power this week. I know I did.
What's yours?
The ability to not give a damn.
Oh, I love that one. Mine is healthy bowel movements. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
S Club.
Yeah. Heavy.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, first of all, again, we have me as a host, XD, but we also have 2024 James Beard Award recipient, Chef Jade Moret here.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm very grateful. I have gotten so many well wishes, lots of love. And this feels the fuck good. I'm not going to hold you.
Feeling good as hell.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think it's fine. No.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, back to you.
I think they cleared that up. Like, a couple antibiotics. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, it feels good. And I'm very grateful. And nigga, I am a motherfucking James Beard Award winner. Like, what? That's so crazy. That's nuts. Yeah. So thank you, friend. I appreciate you and all of my friends who have What my friends were genuinely fucking excited and thrilled for me, and that just was it was beautiful. That was beautiful to experience. Y'all have been, when you know somebody is excited for you, like it's a beautiful thing to feel that from your community. So thank you all. Yes, great.
Yeah. Let's get into our necessary updates. First update on Palestine.
Yes.
And the genocides and wars on humanity that be.
Yeah. It will be a little more brief this week. We are on day 257 of the current ongoing genocide in Gaza and day 431 of the ongoing genocide in Sudan. We want to wish an Eid Mubarak to all of our Muslim friends, especially those who cannot celebrate in the ways that they deserve to do so. And so, we just have to keep fighting the good fight. The boycotts are working. The institutes that are divesting. And, it is beautiful when we can see our work come to fruition, but it's still not enough because people are still dying every single day. And so we do not want to lose sight of making sure that we are continuing to educate ourselves and spread awareness. Many families have found refuge in Egypt or even some in the States. There are resources that you can check out. I know Iman Mabruk on Instagram is very good about providing direct resources on how to help families who are looking for assistance with their rent and rebuilding their lives and so forth. And again, BS on Blast, Sarah, doing just exemplary work in educating the masses and also providing reliable resources on how to help families in Sudan. And again, we always want to keep in mind all of our colonized and oppressed countries, Puerto Rico, Tigray, Haiti, Congo, Sudan, and Palestine. Everybody deserves to be free. We also want to make sure we're keeping eyes on what's happening at home. There is an alarming amount of Black girls who have gone missing in the last year alone in the Midwest. I want to say it's like 75K, which is obscene. It is obscene. And at this point, it is frightening that literally there's been no awareness around this. And so we got to keep eyes on what's happening worldwide and also within our own communities because all of them are connected. And that don't feel the fuck right at all.
No.
So yeah, that's the update this week.
Awesome. In XD's political news, election 2024 is to quote Jim Cornette, outlaw mud show. I want to take this episode and focus on school board elections. So here in California, if you didn't know, and especially here in Southern California, like the school board in Glendale has been in the very, very hottest of seats. That and also Temecula, California. They have school board officials who allow certain anti-gay LGBT protesters to come in and infiltrate and wreak havoc. So I want to talk about school boards today, and more specifically in Chicago. So in Chicago, this year is the first time that Chicago is moving to a hybrid elected school board system. The governor signed it into law earlier this year, where half of the board will be appointed by the mayor and the other half would be elected officials.
A new era for Chicago Public Schools is one step closer to reality, an elected school board.
Candidates lined up in front of the Chicago voting super site to file their nomination papers. Those who got in that line before 9 a.m. had a better chance of getting their name at the top of the ballot.
And in order to get on the ballot, you need like 1,000 signatures and stuff like that. And a lot of people who are running for a school board found it very challenging because this is a new system and people are like, well, nigga, just have the mayor support it. But no, these school boards are highly important because they impact our children. We complain about how the children don't know nothing, or they lack respect, or they don't have shit to do, so they wreak havoc on the fucking bus, all that stuff. And so school board elections are super important because they also assist in funneling funds to our students, right? And this particular election is interesting because Academy Award-winning, Grammy Award-winning Rhymefest is running for school board in Chicago.
One more, one shot, paralyzed, one arm, can't cry once gone, gotta make this one strong. I used to beg for my granny back. I ain't have a father and I saw it as a handicap. Little crib, one room, 3 siblings, one Zoom, one floor.
I'm not surprised by that.
No, he is very active. He is a very active member of the Chicago community at large.
Yes. Yeah, and has been for a long time, actually.
Yes. Che Rhymefest Smith is his name. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this is because
my brand new whip with my brand new bitch.
Chicago and the state of Illinois has identified that in Chicago alone, there are 22 schools that had no students at all at a grade level reading proficiency.
Like 0 students.
None of the niggas in 22 schools can read at grade level.
And no.
33 schools claimed that nobody in the school was performing math at grade level.
Yikes.
So these things are important when you have school boards who are able to drive and enforce curriculum and working with the teachers union.
Yes.
So Chicago also suffers from a charter school problem.
Yeah.
I don't believe in charter schools. I think public education for all. But they're asking for $50 billion, and it's primarily towards better health care for teachers, including mental health services, and also more LGBTQ training and programs for students and staff alike. We are in a society where we are becoming more tolerant and less tolerant at the same time. And it all starts really because most people don't retain things past the 6th grade. So if you have these programs and things in place from early on, then you can have these morals and values instilled in them from kindergarten, and then they won't become, the dickheads we see on television or around the way today.
Or the ones I'll talk to you about later on in the show.
Yes. So I think it's very important if you are in the state of Illinois or the sovereign nation of Chicago. I believe you should look into the candidates especially in your district. See what they're about. See what they promote. There's a lot. I will say there are many Republican conservatives who are running for school board. And so please take heed to that. You could easily Google Chicago school board elections and you can see who is getting put on the ballot this November.
Yep.
And you can make your a sound and judicious decision about who to click a vote for in the voting polls this November. So I just wanted to highlight that. I think, especially even if you don't have kids, I think that, you still got to be in community with children. And at some point,
come on,
we're millennials and we're going to be working until we're 90. And at some point, these little motherfuckers will be our supervisors because that happens.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that they're on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
And make sure our children have the proper tools and resources that they need.
And community is all we got too. At the end of all of this, with all this bullshit going on and everything else, it's shown us more than ever how important it is to cultivate intentional community. And so if you don't have kids, but you still give a fuck about them, you should give a fuck about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go and I encourage people, go to community board meetings.
Mhm.
I know we all have busy lives, and sometimes be like, not, but like they are important. Or if you don't want to go physically, you could always watch them because they're all public. So you can go to your local government's website, and they have them posted on video. A lot of them stream on YouTube Live. So I know they do here, and they do in New York as well. So they're important to see what the fuck's goings on with the goings on, where it be from traffic lights getting put up in your neighborhood, because that's something I'm going to talk about next week. The importance of these community board meetings and where they put traffic stops, because there are there's a lot of children, lives at stake because of certain traffic designs and stuff like that, and also industrial racism.
Yeah, and dickhead ass drivers too, just rotten people.
And also I do want to point out that Maryland expunged almost 200,000 people who had marijuana convictions.
Come on.
Because they have moved into understanding and following the federal guidelines that's saying that marijuana is not a serious offense.
It's 10 a.m. on the East Coast, where Maryland Governor Wes Moore is making a major announcement. He plans to pardon 175,000 marijuana convictions in the state.
The governor alone. This is a responsibility that I take very, very seriously.
And so I think it's about like 175,000 people. And that's awesome. That is freedom for so many things.
Yeah.
People who are even more eligible to vote, people to get jobs, people who are able to work in certain industries that could probably change and turn our nation around,
Yeah.
So I encourage your local authorities and stuff to follow suit and get these weed charges out of here, because they're dumb.
And also, there's local elections coming up next week, Tuesday, June 25th. So,
New York.
Yep, here in New York. So make sure that if you are not registered, you get registered, because local elections are extremely important. That's how we got fuck ass Eric Adams in office.
Eric 7 days, 7 nights Adams.
Oh baby, Eric Ibiza Nights Adams. Eric Fet Bacchanal Adams.
Pasa Adams.
Eric, Tuesday night at the grills. Let me get some Babacort rum and my white shoes, Adams.
Wicker white shoes.
And a Bluetooth. I fucking hate that nigga.
I hate the way that he walks.
I hate his black gums. I hate his black face. I hate his black soul. I hate his black eyes. I fucking hate that nigga. So, that's important. We gotta get the hate out of our heart, and he deserves all of it. So, which that also reminds me, if you're looking for a lot of local news, especially like local New York news, there is a young lady who I would very much like to have on the show. She's been on Around the Way Curls, Olayemi Olurin. She is...
Oh, yes.
Oh, Mama be on it. Yeah.
He dragged the shit out of Eric Adams on
the Breakfast Club. And that nigga went Joe Biden on her and act like he was glitching and he didn't know anything that was going on. And I was like, you know exactly what this bitch is calling you to the... Excuse me, I'm sorry. I mean that lovingly. She's calling you to the fucking carpet and you can't handle it.
Can you give me the quote?
That you fairmonger about the subways? You've consistently done that since the day one of your administration. One of the first things you did was add 1,000 officers to the subway because you claimed that the subways are unrideable. You and Hochul did this and said how dangerous it is, and you recently did that when you deployed the National Guard.
Sister, but that wasn't my question.
So make sure you all follow her, Miss Olurin, OLU. I might be pronouncing that very wrong. MSOLURIN.
I'll put her in the description box.
Yeah.
She's great. She's great. She has a podcast as well with other learned individuals that aren't stuffy, like and they're not like quote unquote new black and all that good stuff. Like they are very on the right side of things. And
very much so. So that's our political updates with Jaden XD.
Yeah.
Look at us doing community. We always said we wasn't gonna march for these niggas. Look at us marching for these niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our own way.
I'm proud of us.
Me too. It makes me feel good in the area where my heart once was.
Yeah, exactly. But we should pay some bills, and then we have much convo to get into.
We do. Thank you for tuning in each and every week. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend that we are everywhere available to you. Brand new episodes each and every Friday here on the main stage. You could also become an official agent of chaos. Join the cult of chaos here. We go down to patreon.com/JadenXD, and you have two options to join. You have a $9.99 tier and you have a $12.99 tier. Encourage you to sign up for the $12.99 tier, but if you can't sign up for the $9.99 tier, and we have all of our programming, all the shit that you want us to say that we can't say publicly is always behind a paywall. For the most part. Yeah. And we do recaps of all sorts of shows. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. It's freer than you and me. We do recaps and more content to come. Join the Discord. I have to shout out the Agents of Chaos because the most amazing thing happened on Discord.
Oh, what happened? Tell me.
One of our agents was in a bind. She had got her rental card towed. Somewhere accidentally, and when I tell you the agents was like, let us know where you at. I work for this company. Let me know. Let me DM you. Blah 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 blah. Mama, one of the agents, they got her. I don't know your pronouns, so they got the shit together and swarmed, and it all happened in like 30-minute time span.
Oh, God, warm my fucking heart. Why don't you?
Yeah. I always say like. We not nice niggas, but we're kind.
We're kind
and that was very, very kind.
Yeah,
and
very much so.
I was very, moved by that. I was like, that's really awesome. Like, the community that we have, that they have formed. It's just us, and we just provided the space. And,
all we did was provide a level of hate that you all fed off of. Thank you, little sucklings.
Yeah, it's like sourdough.
Blue cheese.
Yeah.
I love it. You guys are really awesome, for real.
Yeah. So join all the stuff that we offer and then some. We'll talk about all the stuff. Do you have any announcements?
No, not right this second. No, I don't.
Okay. For me, of course, join Substack. We had this coming week is a Wang Dang Doodle because Lady Wonder, aka Dubs, is coming on.
Hey!
We are watching the heterosexual version of Pop the Balloon.
Oh.
Which is.
I don't know the homosexual version of Pop the Balloon.
Oh, maybe we should watch one for the ABC show.
Okay. Yeah, I have no clue what that is.
Yeah. It's a awful, hateful good time. Also, Delo is on sale again. The unisex fragrance by Baby Delo. It is on sale now. Get your bottles now before they run out.
Yeah.
I'll talk about this documentary after we come back, but our great friend Shar Jossell is in a wonderful documentary.
Yes, she is!
Called Outstanding. It talks about queer comedy and Netflix. So she's doing her hard-hitting journalism. She is in her journalism Birkin.
Shar is an awesome journalist as well, like very thorough,
award-winning.
Yeah. So Shar is it's not the diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, let's take a break, and we'll be back with more Jaden XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Honey, what did Dr. Gordon say about your teeth?
Dr. Gordon? Oh, he's on vacation in Europe. I saw Dr. Vogel. Dr. Stanley Vogel. Oh, you should see.
And we're black. So, if you didn't know, Jade and I were on vacation. Well, Jade was on vacation.
Yes, I was.
I'm
so tan.
Yes. How was your vacay?
It was great. It was great. The white motherland really did me right this time. It was very grateful. The Osiris of this shit actually gave me, reparations in the form of enjoyment and with my sisters. And so we had a really good time in the south of France and in Spain. We have a Spanish tia now. Her name is Lourdes. I got to message her on the WhatsApp actually. So she really held us down and took care of us in Barcelona. We went to Ibiza.
Barcelona.
We did no drugs. You know what I'm saying? Just went to dinner, saw the views. Calvin Harris was in town.
I feel so close to you right now.
Well, there.
He stays in Ibiza.
Yeah, apparently he has like a residency.
Like a club. Yeah.
And it was Pride weekend in Ibiza. And so the girls were ready to party. Do you hear me? They was late back to the boat. Like it was all kinds of things. So, but it was a good fucking time. Like it was honestly a good time. I love my sisters because we enjoy ourselves and then we go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw y'all was out taking pictures, and then I saw LaToya, and she was in the bed watching Netflix. I was like with grapes. I was like, Ludiana.
LaToya was like, I'm ready to go to bed and rub my feet together. And so now we call her our little cricket because that's what she does. And that's how she relaxes. But yeah, we would have a good time. We'd eat, we'd gallivant, and then we would go the fuck to bed in our own domains. And that is just really, you couldn't ask for a better group of gals to travel with, so I'm very grateful. I had a really good time.
Awesome.
We surprised Crystal Jean with Franiqua. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Franiqua popped up in Barcelona, and Crystal Jean was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? I had to tell the worst lie ever because there was all kinds of madness and mayhem trying to get friends. Bag got lost. Amsterdam. Fuck Amsterdam. Fuck them. You know how I feel. First of all, the motherfucking Hague is in the Netherlands and it's useless. Okay, the motherfucking United Nations fucking less, okay? And food's not good. It's big, nosy white people who don't do nothing but stare at you. No, fuck Amsterdam. And they lost her bag and they was treating her crazy. So, no, fuck them. And they were the worst part of everything, but I didn't have to deal with, poor Fran had to deal with them. But when she popped up, it was all good. And we had us a blast.
Good.
What you do while I was gone?
Oh, honey. I have a list of things of all that shit that happened to me while you were gone.
Good, because I have a story for you for my return.
Where do I begin? Okay, so we first shout out to my hat that I'm wearing. If you're on Patreon, you're able to see it. Yes. It's from mewefree.com. And the portion of these proceeds are going to provide personal items and slippers to those who are in mental health hospitals. So like if you have ever been to a psych ward or anything like that, they almost strip you of your identity, and they give you these really weird hospital socks and stuff like that. And so the purpose of this is to get funds so that you can get slippers and you're not walking in socks around a fucking hospital. Nicer robes and things so that people are more comfortable while they're at their stay at the Magic Hotel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, mewefree.com. So I worked this whole week.
Yeah, you
and
did.
I had a root canal in the middle of.
Because you are in a relationship with the fucking dentist.
Yes, but however, I think by the time we record next time, I will be done.
Like done.
Yes, I believe I have 2 more like final appointments. I have one this week, and then I have one like the very end of the month, and I think that's it.
Okay, fingers crossed, nigga.
Yeah, I'm so tired of going back and forth to the fucking dentist, but it's been worth it, you know. But no, I worked this week. So the week that you had left, it was Pride weekend in Los Angeles. And so this whole week I was doing work with the LGBT Center of Los Angeles. So like I was in the parade, volunteering and all that good stuff, and I walked the parade. Last year I was on the float. But this year I was actually walking.
Okay.
Because the doll wanted to get her steps in. It was very interesting being like on the ground or like being that close, because when you're on like a double-decker bus, like you're just kind of like out of the loop, and then there's a gay DJ and you're whatever party. But this is like the first time. Exactly. This is the first time you get to see people who are like be in people's faces and see that people are proud to be there to support you, or proud to support themselves, honestly, because pride wouldn't be necessary if straight people didn't get their shit to fucking gather. You know what I mean?
No, fair. Yes.
But it was like the doll was on the news. Like it was a lot. It was going on.
Oh, you were on the news?
Well, yes, because like I'm like walking dead center, right? And apparently like everybody's like kind of like going on the thing, and I'm just like walking in the middle of the thing, and so therefore there's this like clear shot of me.
I was gonna say, did you shout me out? Like
I wasn't like on the mic, like I was just like, it was just like the crane, the camera shot.
Okay. I hope you did you Vogue or like do anything while the camera hit you when you realized what was?
Oh no, I did the gay thing. I sucked my cheeks in so I could have my gay face.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah. Got to be skinny somewhere, child. You know what I mean?
Oh, here you go. Yeah.
But and then I was helping Chris out with social for Trans Pride LA.
Yes.
Which is a great time. I got Mick. I meant to tell you that off camera. But yes, Mick is a tiny person.
He looks it.
I did enjoy his leather, this leather.
Eric fucking Adams.
Yeah, I did enjoy his leather. It was like this whole leather getup. It was like very Jodeci, but it also was like stick figures for justice all over it.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cute. You know, I'm not into stick figures for justice like that, but it worked for him, you know?
Yeah. What if they like remix Donny Hathaway's and what if they remix not Be Real Black for me. Wrong one. Young, Gifted, and Black. But like young, gifted, and gay, and that's okay.
No.
I'm gonna make it a thing, like Ben Strom. Yeah.
No.
Young, gifted, and gay, and that's okay. Yeah.
I worked through all of it. Yeah, and then I had to what else happened? Celebrated Char's 10th anniversary in Los Angeles.
Yes.
This past week. And then she showed us the doc that's on Netflix called Outstanding. Apparently, so in 2022, it was the first time they had like 30 queer comics on.
Okay.
For Netflix as a joke. And they all performed at the Greek. You know, my goal for Jada XC is to perform at the Greek Theater. It's like I have several goals for us. One is to record an episode at Electric Lady Studios in New York City, because you know, Soulquarians.
Yeah.
2 is to perform at Radio City Music Hall.
Wow.
And the Greek Theater here in LA. Because I've always remembered. You don't remember the movie Get Me to the Greek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. And I would like for us to be two characters on Bob's Burgers, even if just for one episode.
That or The Simpsons.
Yeah,
But
I'll take either one of them, honestly.
Mhm,
I'd rather be
mhm.
drawn as a Bob Burger, but I'll take a Simpson Jade as
That's
well.
fair.
Ooh, somebody draw us as the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Like Black
Yeah.
Bart. You'd be Black Bart.
Yeah. Oh, not Bart. I'm more of
You want to
a.
be Homer? What do you want to be?
I'm a Lisa type of situation.
You are more of a Lisa.
Yeah. You're more Bart than me.
I'll draw me as a blackish Bart. Do you know this man on the boat? This man on the boat, it was one of the servers. Shout out to Brian. Brian, we were bantering back and forth. He had my type of humor. He was from Zimbabwe. So when I was like, hello, okay, so answer me a question, Brian. The conflict that I know of between Zimbabwe and South Africa. Tell me about it. Tell me about the beef. Is it true? Like, where does it come from? I'm very confused. He said, it is grade A. But do you know this nigga told me at a certain point in the conversation that I was his sister from his sister from another mister. If you were black, you would be my sister. And I said, if I were what? I had to try. I said, Brian, there's no fucking way you thought I was a white woman. There's no way on this planet you thought I was a white woman.
No way.
He got great joy from that. I think he was trolling me, but he got great fucking joy from calling me a white woman shadily.
He had a hearty cackle.
Baby walked away cackling, okay? Giggling, hooting and hollering. Motherfucker. Yeah, somebody draw us as the Simpsons. Well, okay, so you did Pride shit.
I was working. I did some more freelance stuff for my clients and all that good stuff. And then at some point I was taken hostage in an Uber ride.
Yeah, I would like to talk about that.
So, after Pride, LA Pride, we had it's a plan. We get in an Uber, we stop at the dispensary, pick up stuff, and then go back home. Adding stops to the Uber. It don't take that long to be in the dispensary, especially if you pre-order or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So normally the system is I'll stay in the car, Chris goes in, Gil go get it, and we're like, okay, we'll be back, and Uber will stay there. We've done this many of times, and there's no issue. So this Uber driver, like, Chris gets out the car, and he like pulls off, and so like I thought he was like trying to find a space to like park because it's a very awkward place to stop. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's pulling to the side, but he keeps driving like to go to my house. And I'm like, hello, stop. Stop.
I'm sorry.
He does not, he keeps ignoring me.
Wait, no, that's scary.
Like he does not acknowledge me. I'm like, hello.
Oh, no.
Stop.
Oh, hell no.
Stop. And he keeps driving.
Oh,
and I'm like, what are you doing? I was like,
God.
Stop. Like, he'll be right back. And he keeps driving.
It was the 70s.
Yeah, like headed to his destination. Not like he had headphones. Not like he was talking on the phone. He spoke English, But I'm like, hello? What? I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Did he look creepy?
Like, all Uber drivers tend to look creepy to me. Okay.
Everybody who drives Uber. I was going to say, everybody who drives Uber is about to be like, hey!
Y'all know what I mean. There's a particular ilk of white man from a specific country that, or a specific
Red Beret.
No, I feel like these are folks that
does it start with an A?
No, I feel like they would probably belong to a military operation that we've been talking about for the past. Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm. Yeah, from a state that shouldn't exist. But anywho,
copy. Say more.
But I'm like, what are you doing? In order for me to like, he refused to stop, didn't acknowledge me or whatever. He just kept driving, whatever. And I'm like, nigga, stop, and refuses to. Just not. I'm like banging. So we get to a red light. I get out the car. Because I'm like, why aren't you acknowledging me? Like, I'm telling you to just stop. Like, what if I had dropped something outside? Or what if I'm telling you to like get your attention because I'm having a fucking heart attack or something? You know what I mean?
And he
like,
just flat out ignored you.
Ignored me. Which I don't understand how. Like, I was doing I am a very large black man in your car, sir. So, and that's number one. Number two, I'm like yelling and screaming at you and banging on the driver's seat. I should have just took the steering wheel, so both of us would have died, but at least I would have made the point.
Yeah.
So, but like, that's fucking weird. Like, why aren't you acknowledging my existence? Like, if you had an issue with me being black or whatever, I don't know what his issue was, but like, why would you even accept the ride or just tell me to get out? Like,
so when you got out, what did he do?
Nothing.
He just drove off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird, bro. That's strange.
That's
business.
so fucking weird.
I thought you were gonna tell me like some Atlanta-esque story where, you know, you got taken on loops and turns and, you know, put in the wardrobe.
It's not like when I went to it's not like when I went to Golden Corral and that black lady took us on a tour of Downey, California. That was weird. This
Oh yes, that was no, this is bizarre.
This was bizarre. And I'm like, that nah. Mm-mm.
Okay. That was frightening. Well, I'm glad that you are alive.
Yeah, me too.
To tell this story.
Fuck with op, never stop. Pull up in that juice spot. Uber fucking everywhere. I can't fuck with op, never stop. Pull up in that juice spot. Uber fucking everywhere. Hey, yeah, Uber everywhere. Pre-rolls in my cup.
Yeah.
I think that we should take a break because I have a story to tell you about my return home.
Okay. That's fine. Let's take a break and we'll be back with more Jaden XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Professional rappers say, I am a rapper. For an amateur, or what we like to call a bedroom rapper, they spend more time dreaming about the results of becoming a rapper. Stuck in that, I want to be, or I can't be.
And we're black. And you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
The bitch is back, and the bitch is black. Believe it.
So, you know, you all, we recorded it early, so I was able to wish my beloved a happy anniversary upon the airwaves. And obviously, we talked on the phone, but I was gone for our anniversary as well as Father's Day. Terrible. I was like, well, you can't ever do that again.
Yeah, wife of the year.
I was like, what? But I realized, I was like, God damn, Jade. So, you know, so I said, what do you want to do for Father's Day before I left? So I set up a pedicure for him on Father's Day so that he could go and get a pedicure while I was gone. And then I said, we'll celebrate when I come back. You know, we'll do some dinners. We'll figure out some things to do to celebrate you. So I said, what you want to do for Father's Day? I forgot that he said he wanted to go to a Boss Man D-Lo concert.
He is the most hard ER.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to tell you about my experience at the Boss Man D-Lo concert as Auntie in the Club.
Okay.
It was at Gramercy Theater, which, you know, host a lot of nigger ass events, including battle raps and all kinds of things.
It's like Altazura, what's that shit out in Queens where they do step competition?
Exactly. So it was at Gramercy Theater. Now, I had to go to the studio and record 2.5 episodes of Get Grown prior to going to this Boss Man D-Lo concert. And I had just returned the evening before. So I am delirious, okay? Delirious. But it's all right. We got to celebrate Father's Day and go to this Boss Man D-Lo concert at Gramercy Theater. I should have known this was going to be the bane of my existence when I realized that this was standing room only.
I was just talking about that with somebody. But, I know. Oof. Lower back was aching.
Baby on fire. Do you hear me? It was already on fire from earlier in the day. So I was like, So I get there and I said, I am auntie in the fucking club. Okay, brace yourself, Jade. Prepare yourself for the ignorance that is going to ensue because that is just what it is. Cool. First up to the stage, Funkmaster Flex.
Bomb.
That nigga's a burger. The nigga played Swag Surf and then got on the microphone and proceeded to scream out multiple times, I hate this song. But I
do too.
It's also, but it was just, it was like, here you go, being obnoxious in person as well. Just awful. I was like, we can't escape this. Like, I would think at this juncture in our lives, we have been dealing with this for 30 years. Like, why can't we escape Funkmaster Flex?
And it's gotten exponentially worse.
Because he's not a good DJ.
No.
There's no intention or thought in the mixing. There is none of it. Do you know the last song he played? I could have sworn he was like, we were getting ready to get some grand intro by Boss Man D-Lo or something, because he plays Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares as his last song. He cuts the thing off right when the beat drops. He cuts, they went through the whole soliloquy. I used to dream out nights like this and times like this. And they do the whole shebang. Niggas are getting ready to get hype as the beat is going to drop. And he turns everything off and cuts it off and leaves the stage. So not only you're terrible, but it was like,
that's funny.
I was like, there's no way he's stopping this right here. Oh, he absolutely stopped it right there. So what are some of the things I want to share with you about the Boss Man D-Lo concert? Well, first and foremost, there was a girl in the front. We were not in the front because there was no fucking way. There was a girl in the front.
Y'all are 40. This is bad
Baby, okay? And Tristan is about to be 42. Like, no. So I want to be as close to the exit door, especially if I'm going to see a Floridian rapper. I want to be as close to the exit door as absolute possible. So there's a girl in the front, because he reads out the sign, and the sign says, I couldn't find no babysitter, so I brought my kid. Now, anybody who knows anything about Gramercy Theater knows that
people die there.
Well, yeah. And one of the number one causes outside of that is from, you remember them girls who all passed out because they were smoking hookah in a hotel room and didn't open no windows or do nothing?
Yeah, and how you hotbox with hookah is beyond me, but we'll talk about that another day.
As a nigga who smokes profusely, as soon as you walk up to the venue, it'd be like, so you get inside and you are in a hot box. And it was a 9-year-old child in that bitch because mama couldn't find a babysitter. And then decided she was going to go to Michael's and get a poster board and a Sharpie marker and let everybody know that she couldn't find no babysitter. And the next best option was to bring that child in his 3rd grade reading level into a Boss Man D-Lo concert. I'm not done.
Okay.
But go ahead. What were you? No, because I'm not done with her.
So then continue.
So he has an inflatable thing on stage that looks like a ball pit called the Money Machine, in which I would assume like 75 ones were floating in once they turned the fan on. And so he was like,
"Oh, it was like in Golden Girls, grab that dough."
Exactly.
And it's
a cash grab situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an inflatable bouncy house that they made into a cash grab situation. And and I was like, there's only but so much floating around in this. There's only but so much floating around in this bouncy house. So, of course, as he picks people from the audience to do the Money Machine, of course he's going to pick the single mother first, who has the sign that says she couldn't find a babysitter and she brought her 9-year-old child to the concert. So her and her child go on the stage, and the child's off to the side, while there are 900 rappers and entourage up there. And the whole place is one giant cloud of weed. And she goes into the Money Machine and does the thing or whatever. And he yells at her on the microphone, well, you got to put the phone away or you're not going to grab no cash. And she got her little $40, and then she picks her kid up and they walk off the stage.
Okay. I know for a fact that there was like at least 3 phlebotomists in the room.
Absolutely.
Who I know are mandated reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody should have called somebody to get little Keith out of there.
Yeah, it should have been
Jalen
me.
did not need to be in any of that. I know people hate when I quote her, but Kaya had it right when she was talking about DJ Khaled's son be up around here with all these prostitutes, hookers, and whores, and pedophiles and shit.
Oh my God.
When she was like,
that'll fuck him up.
Yeah, she was like, where the grandmama? Come and get her.
Exactly. Agreed.
Like, where? Why? Because the grandmama was probably back there with y'all.
Okay, no, I'm going to tell you who was back there with us. So it's 2 niggas, right? I want you to think East New York in the 90s niggas. Not the 1990s. The 90s, like the streets. Which also, sure. The 90s. Still, right. I was like, maybe the 1990s in the 90s. Exactly.
Hide your purse. Oh my God.
So, they hype. They rap into each other. They're drunk too, right? Well, I'm not I don't care what people do. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
But I peep the vibe, and I also think Black Boy Joy exists, right? Like niggas can have a good time together and rap and put their arms around necks and all kinds of things. But I said, somebody is being themselves for their pride. It was confirmed, and I'm going to tell you how. So, in my standing room only stance, I'm not moving. My feet are firmly planted to the ground.
Well, that's because they were stuck to the ground. I've been in there.
You're right. It was the spiked lemonade.
All the Henny Coladas.
Yep, all over the floor. And some pink drink a lot of bitches were drinking. But anyway, so...
Did you know Nuvo is back?
I didn't know it ever left.
I'm really particular with the brands that I partner with and which brands I give my name and my face to. And what I love most about Nuvo is that it's more than just a beverage. It's a lifestyle. It represents fun and sexy and fabulous and glamour. And I think that fits with who I am.
Well, I just discovered recently that it's back, and so is Alizé, but
now that I know never left, and I can tell you why, because a good sister friend of ours has a sister friend of hers who only drinks Alizé. And so when they travel, she ships herself a case of Alizé to wherever they're going for their girls' trip. Because that's the only thing she'll drink.
That's like my homegirl. She only drink Remy.
See? Like, black women be specific. You know what I'm saying?
She said she only drink Remy and Tanqueray.
Excuse me. My allergies are going crazy. So, they were. I feel like I was like they were rapping like this, and they was being themselves for their pride, but they also was not. So, I'm standing firmly, and the nigga keeps getting closer and closer. He's right here now, right? And so I was like, my brother, I need you to move up because you're backing into me closer and closer. And so he's like, oh, my bad, my bad. So then he does that misogynistic thing where they only address the nigga. So he turns to Tristan, oh, my bad. It's never no disrespect. I always respect when I see a couple. And I was like, you were backing into me, but I'm going to let it rock because you responded DK gracefully, right? Like it wasn't an intentional thing. And I also understood the ramifications of being in a standing room only location. So every story I want to tell you is very specific. I had that in mind while also dealing with these circumstances. Yeah. So he apologized. My bad. He's dapping Tristan up. Then he won't stop talking to him.
Oh, yes, because those types, they love to talk.
Yeah.
And they also love to talk at the club.
At the fucking club. And Tristan's giving him, like, read the room, nigga. Tristan is giving him stop fucking talking to me, but I'm trying to be kind. Yeah, got it, buddy. He tells us, this is my cousin out of nowhere. This is my cousin. It's my first cousin.
Oh, yeah, he trying to soften. He trying to dilute the situation just in case somebody got a gun.
He said, he's a little drunk. And we were like, it's all good. We just move up. Like, that's it. But he was like, yeah, but it's just me and my cousin. We out having a good time. Me and Tristan we looked at each other and we was like, them niggas is out being themselves for their pride. and he's ashamed of it and don't want to say it because he is in an environment where, I don't know, new niggas are different. But once upon a time, there was a lot of homophobic things and misogyny and whatnot going on in these spaces, right? So he does not feel comfortable enough. Not that he should have told us this is his lover, but also the declaration 3 times in a row that was his cousin.
Oh, yeah.
After I saw all the rapping in the face and all the things, I was like, I want to get you a cake, King, so that you can just enjoy your life and be who you are.
Yeah, the Ethica Draw community be so bothered.
Yes, Echo underwear.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Them non-breathable fabric draws. It don't.
It wasn't done. So then he tells Tristan, I love seeing couples. Me and my fiance of 14 years just broke up. We were like, oh man. But then he comes back because he's drunk. And he's like, yeah, I got a fiance. 14 years we've been together. And we were like,
you just told us y'all broke up.
Yeah, and I already know that you're fucking your homie lover cousin. So please, can you skedaddle?
Right.
And he does. Eventually he skedaddles, right? So then Lola, the don't play with it comes out. She performs.
Oh, play with it.
The ladies went up.
Big.
She is, as big as my iPhone.
Yeah.
Does it, she just want a rough neck, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was everything it needed to be. And then, she left. And after that, it was another couple who came into the space where the other cousin couple had just left. And
cousin couple.
This was a heterosexual couple. And so the young lady is, because everybody's a young lady to me in this establishment. So the young lady is backing it up on her nigga. No problem. That ain't no problem for me. But the nigga keeps backing it up to me. And eventually I got to do it again. My boy, can you move up a little bit? You keep running into me. Oh, my bad. Another graceful response, right? My fault. He moves up a little bit. They still have this giant gaping space in front of them. So Tristan's like, my boy, y'all got mad space. Move up, please. He's like, oh, yeah, no problem. The awareness with these young people is alarming.
Well, that's because... Nope.
No, tell me. Say it. We do these political updates, but we got to restore the natural order of hate.
Sometimes there's something called a spectrum.
Okay, yep, you are absolutely yes. The more you know. So yes,
and sometimes there's a point.
Yep, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep.
I love crossword puzzles. So
Sudoku down.
Okay, I am smart. So sometimes it's a Rubik's Cube. I just love a puzzle. I'm standing. So the other couple, they finally move. They move all the way up. They get away from me. Good. Well, a young lady the size of Coyle Ray with a hot Cheeto orange wig of Barbie quality. It was quite synthetic. Okay.
So it was Coyle Ray.
Oh, perhaps. No, don't she got a little? Oh. Yes. No, it was not Coyle Ray.
You described her to a T, so I don't.
It was George's. So.
Oh, okay.
She runs through, and she's got those Saweetie nails. You know, those very long, square nails that are like all the same width, size, all of that.
The long coffin nails.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but she's teeny. Mm-hmm. She barrels in front of me and stands right here with her phone like this, right? She did one of them. I'm trying to squeeze through real quick because I see a space, and stands right here with the phone like this. I was like, oh, and the synthetic dollar store doll hair is touching me.
Ew.
Exactly. So I say, young lady, you got to move up just a little bit. Do you know this chihuahua ass bitch turned around and snapped at me?
Oh, no.
I said at that point, because again, I know I'm in a standing room only place. So I've got to, I got to have my patience and understand where I'm at. But also, don't respond to me like that. And when we look like this next to each other, okay? We look like this. I said, young lady, you gotta move up. Like, you are ramming into me right now. She turns around, barks at me. I was like, bitch, move the fuck up. Like, so
it was very much a color purple by me.
Right. So here come motherfucker, her cousin, auntie, whoever the fuck she come flying through. Miss. I do not want to be called Miss in the club. Miss, that's a little ass girl. That's a little ass girl. She was like, it's her first concert. Don't mind her. She didn't mean to be acting like that. And I'm like, so she's like, please, miss, like, don't even worry about it. I was like, all right. I was like, well, you tell your little ass cousin or whoever the fuck that is that she better be ready to get fucking busy. If she wants to smoke, nigga, I will give it to her. So the little girl starts going off. Because the girl, you could see the girl after she talked to me, and she was like, miss, don't even, like, she a little ass, don't even worry about her. I wasn't going to fight this child. I would have literally had to fling this child like a booger if it would never have come to that, right? I don't believe in those. She's like, miss, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to let her rock. I remember my first concert in 1996. So
that's what I was going to be like, her first concert was a Boss Band D-Lo concert, which... that lets me know a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. She also had on a 21 and up bracelet, and she might have just been 21, but that is just old enough to get motherfucking busy. What did we tell Noah when she stuck that finger out the window? Be ready to get active.
Yeah.
If you come at a nigga like that. Same with this little ass girl, but I was like, I'm not flinging this little ass girl, right? So you can see her little cousin friend or whatever be like, you can't be doing that in here. And the girl starts getting buck again and turns around and is giving me the eyes like she want to do something.
Oh, my.
I had the most auntie mother moment in the world. I was like, say something or shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up when you're talking to me. I was like, I will light that hair on fire, little girl. I will pull my lighter out and I will blast that fucking wig into oblivion. I will singe your scalp if you don't get away from me. So the cousin friend or whatever ushered her quickly. They were doing that thing where they were trying to get through the whole concert. They were trying to get as close to the front as they possibly could, which is indicative of a young bitch who was at her first concert. But let me tell you something. I was ready to motherfucking get active with that young bitch.
Wow.
And that was and some people's weed was quite stinky, but that was my experience at a Boss Man D-Lo concert.
Okay, so.
Oh, also, shout out to Trin. Trin was our assistant editor for Illuminating Intersectionality Season 2, as well as Black Kitchen series.
Mm-hmm.
And Trin, I guess, was quite pleased to find out the ilk of hard ER that I am after working on those projects. And so he's been sending me links. And one of them is a Boss Man D-Lo and Jill Scott mash up that I will play for you now.
Small talk, I like cash talk. Lady down is hitting, turn the flash off. I'm like Win Dixie, I get bags off. Baby got a pretty face, slim waist, ass off. I'ma get my own sack, bitch. I never had the bag. I ain't taking shit back, bitch. I said what I said. I was down bad, and they left your boy for dead. She say, girl, that fat nigga keep a loaf of bread.
I have a bunch of questions that I'm not sure I want the answers to.
Please fire away.
So back to the queen who brought Jalen to the club.
Yeah.
Security, did she like sneak him in, or security just let him rock?
I feel like security, because at a certain point I saw a kid run by. And I said, there's no fucking way I saw a kid in here. That's got to be someone else, you know?
Yeah, like someone with the condition or lives differently.
Yeah. And then, nope, he announced it. And it was that fucking kid. And they did not remove her from the establishment. And I felt like something about this feels very illegal and wrong.
Oh, it definitely was illegal.
Yeah, for this 9-year-old to be. And the concert was 16 and up, I realized.
Oh.
Yeah. I told Tristan that. I said, I don't know if you realize this when you... That concert was 16 and up. And he was like, what? I was like, yes.
Oh. But that also still doesn't excuse a 9-year-old being...
Absolutely not.
In the piece.
I don't care if she brought him a snack pack and gave him a highlights to look at. There's no excuse for Jalen to have been in the club.
Like, I get it. You know, childcare is hard. The meemaws and papas ain't babysitting anymore, because I get it. But like...
Because they make fettuccine Alfredo.
Exactly, and tacos. But if you just don't go. Like, I'm sure these tickets weren't like hundreds of dollars.
No.
They I'm sure you can see Bossman D-Lo again at another point in time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no what's that girl, Benny Steak on Instagram? Like, the brains just stopped working after a while. Like, what made you think it was okay? Well, I'm going to bring my baby to the club because I'm going to go. Like, why would you think that's okay? A safe space for your kid.
And not only that, you went to the Hobby Lobby and bought a cardboard.
And you announced it to the goddamn world.
Boy.
With a fucking science fair project board.
Exactly.
Saying, with glitter. I know there was glitter on the bed.
Call the laws on me.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she needs to be on her hands and knees today, thanking God, Yahweh, the universe. That I was not close enough to reach her to figure out what her information was. I would have certainly reported her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in taking kids and stuff, but I think I told you there was one time I had to call when I was outside and call the police on this lady, and because she was abusing her kid, or CPS, excuse me. But like, this is why shit like this public school board shit is fucking important.
Exactly.
Because people, if they had brought up seed, if they're not getting it at home, then they'd probably get it at school. Then they would know that bringing your 9-year-old kid to a rap concert that's 16 and up, that you know is
Boss Man
and Boss Man D-Lo, there's nothing Christian about that music. You know what I mean? There's nothing.
It's Baptist.
Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing redeeming in the sense of that a child, like, you can't even. You can't even put like a Kids Bop version to his music. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm driving this toddler scooter like I don't love my life. Hanging with my dogs like I'm Shaggy, nigga. You can, so maybe some things.
Maybe, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to like.
No, I know.
I don't get it, dog.
And
like,
you won't, because there's no universe that is appropriate.
Like, that's like, that gives me like, what's her face on Love After Lockup? Like, Ayana, she would do that shit. She would bring her baby to the fucking club. Like, like there's no reason. Like, I want to like be like, come here. Why'd you bring him?
Let me tell you something. The minute I see that precious little chocolate dumpling in a club, I will become a foster parent that day, and I'm snitching, nigga. Do you hear me? I'm telling.
I'm the blind side. I'm killing this black child.
Okay, and running like I play football.
I'm stealing black baby.
Okay, I'm taking it back to the 70s, nigga, and I put her in my car and I'm driving off.
Because there's no fucking reason. And now back to Mousy young lady. You know, when I was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
I did some outlandish outlaw things. You know, I did what I needed to do to get into the club at 16.
Yeah.
I was in Club Exit knowing when I shouldn't have been.
Hello?
RIP to that.
I just told Tristan about the time I fell asleep in Steve Francis' shower. He was not there.
You see?
Did I tell you that story before?
No.
Remind me when you're done. Continue.
But who was I talking to the other day about? Me and Dubs were talking about how like young people will try their best to date older people by saying, "Oh, I'm mature for my age," and that's the number one signal of that you're highly immature.
And also, the old people that are considering dating these young people have even more issues than those young people.
Yes, but my point is the fact that if you trying to, because that let me know she had a 21 band. That's probably a fake ID, and probably, you know what I mean. Like, at least pretend like you got some, adult acumen to you. You know, I don't even know the words.
She thought that was a flex.
Yeah, but also the youth them, they get busy in public spaces. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was watching this one clip of this. It was a group going to Miami because that's what they do on Spirit, and of course they appear fighting in the airport. And I'm like, there's nothing in the airport like you can get me to that level. Like, why are we boxing? Because now we are on the no flight list
forever.
And I can't get the fuck home, because when you get on no flight list and you're not in your home location, you can't fly the fuck home. You gotta
bitch. You're getting on a Greyhound or a bus or something, bitch.
And I get the world is angry, but there's just a lot of weird, misplaced emotions.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know if it's a result of crack. I don't know what it is, but like something's gotta shake, dog.
I think it's them school board meetings. I think that's what you was talking about earlier.
Important.
It's the school board meetings. It's too many Ayanas out here having babies.
And you know what? Shout out to teen pregnancy. You get the babies out the way and you're done before 24.
Yeah.
But also,
absolutely.
You gotta. There's so much more.
You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the glory of. That's the story of teen pregnancy.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Like there's just like. I'm not judging people for their emotions. I'm judging people how they manage them and how they use, act out and lash out and not thinking about the repercussions after, right? Like there is no reason for her to like bark at you. All she needs to do is be like, "Oh, I'm sorry.
My
I
bad.
can move out the way.
Let me move my fucking synthetic wig off of your arm."
Because if somebody did the same thing to her, she would bark and blah, 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 blah. And this is why I can't say that here.
I want to know.
Because I have a very Dustin ideology.
Can it be bleeped?
Yes.
We'll leave it in Patreon.
Yeah. Abe, you can bleep this out. But ruined everything.
They're gonna call me a self-hated black woman for laughing at that. Unhinged.
Because you guys shit like, oh god. But you think about those people and the shit that they rap about having a bad attitude,
and not the Rhapsodies and the Queen Latifahs. No, we're not talking.
No,
those are female MCs.
Yes, not to be confused
with La Mickey Minaj.
Yeah, but you think of what I think about, like, oh, I got an attitude, my attitude's staying, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, people have absorbed. People have absorbed their escapism because they are not allowed to think critically to develop their own personalities. Because why? Niggas don't vote and they need to get into the school board.
Oh my God. Woo, God, that just cracked me up.
It's time to take a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Check out these square watermelons. The invention was created by a Japanese farmer using square molds early in the growing season. The cube shape saves space in the refrigerator and makes shipping easier.
And so we're back.
Yes. Yeah.
That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else is wild? And Antoinette talked about this on Around the Way Crows, and I needed to test this out for myself because I'm kind of in the motherland of sorts in this regard.
Okay.
I think it's wild that seeded watermelons are almost as elusive as like Tupperware. Like, you can't really find quality Tupperware except for the shit that I told you about at Target.
Fucking Glad. What? Glad took over.
Yes, they did. And so I went in search of a seeded watermelon.
I love that.
So I had to, I thought I would find one down at the Food for Less, where Mi Gente Latino, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'd be going to grocery stores for the people. I know Walmart is evil, but I'm also, we're in a depression.
Yeah.
So, I gotta.
A great one.
Yes. Call me Monjo. Grapes of wrath out this motherfucker. potato everything.
Okay, a cabbage soup for everybody.
That reminds me of when Crystal only ate potatoes for like 3 months.
I
Cause she bought like 50 pounds of potatoes once, and she was like, "Nigga, that's all I'm about to eat." Mama had a potato every day.
I don't even know how they were still good by
This
the
when
end.
she was. It was when she was living in Oklahoma. It was funny. So yes, I ended up going to the whites only store, Sprouts. Do you know that they had the nerve to charge for a watermelon that was about the size of my head? So, not that big, not that small. You know that motherfucker was $22
for one of the minis.
Yes.
Seated.
Yes.
You see, they're making us pay for things that should be natural in disgusting ways. Capitalism.
And I'm like, I'm in California. Like every produce should be free at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could just like.
Well, you already know that the U.S. So when we were out, we were eating lunch at a cafe in Spain, and we're like, "There's a lemon tree." You know, the U.S. plants male trees, which is part of why our allergies are out of control.
Oh yeah, there's no female trees to absorb the pollen.
They plant male trees, the ones that they be, that stinky stuff that comes. Tristan said, that's tree nut, and I was like,
oh yeah.
That's tree nut. And it's their stinky ass fucking sperm. The U.S. would not plant fruit trees or allow fruit trees to be planted in public areas because they don't want niggas to eat for free.
Yeah, or they don't want to pay sanitation to clean up like rotted fruit that has fallen from the trees. But they wouldn't be rotted falling from the trees because there are people who don't have homes who are forced to live out fucking side. And could use the nourishment.
Or there are people who live in homes that might be Section 8 where they are getting by on a very small stipend and say, I got kids and I'd like to give them a healthy, natural fucking treat as we walk down the street.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching the news and because they were, they're closing all the 99-cent stores. Yeah. And so I feel like somebody has come and saved them. But like this woman, she was talking about how she only has like $35 a week for groceries for a family of 4.
That's the way inflation is working. That
right. And so she's like, well, now I even have to stretch and find another place because 99-cent store is how I feed my family because it's the only place I can afford shit for the week. I don't know if the government's smart enough to realize that y'all want us to buy meat and stuff, but y'all are forcing us to be vegetarian because the fact that meat is so fucking high.
Hello.
And like, I will ground beef, fucking ridiculous. Like that shit is $7.
Like out of control. Again, eggs.
And not even like super lean. Eggs.
Fucking $11. Yeah. If you want the organic joints, they'd be like $10.
Mm-hmm.
That is unheard of. I remember when eggs were like $2 a carton.
Me too.
Remember when gas was $1 something a gallon? Like they don't want us to live delicious lives at all.
No, not
at all. And when we went to Europe, we get the bill back from the restaurants. 5 people. Shit would be like $100, $110. Everything reasonable. America said, no, I want to kill you all. Fast and slow.
Exactly. And it's so strange because I feel like you would think the opposite. If you want us to perpetuate or continue the cycle of capitalism, you would want us to be the healthiest versions
and have
of
a better quality of life.
Work.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
But the whites aren't thinking, well, I was watching this black girl on social media made a solid point because this white girl was complaining about all the shit black folks have been complaining about for centuries or, the last 50 years and so. And this black girl was like, well, we've been talking about it, but now that it's starting to affect you, you know, y'all could have did something about this a long time ago. And she was talking about this is why aligning with the right side of things, you know, would make sense. You all thought that blacks and browns and everybody else was tripping because this didn't affect you at the time. So therefore you were like, well, I guess I don't need to side with y'all because it doesn't affect me. Now it is affecting you.
Now look at
and
you.
It's too late. Right?
Look at you. Now look at me.
Exactly. Like we know how to survive.
Yep.
We know how to get through struggle and strife because unfortunately that's all we've had to do for the last.
And you know how else we're going to prevail? Community. That and that's something that they don't have.
No.
Or don't understand the true meaning of the word.
Right. Because they were because a lot of whites on social media talk about, like, you know, back in the day, we used to like have our doors unlocked, or we used to like borrow shit from neighbors and stuff. I'm like, well, that's because y'all are weird and creepy, because you all have decided that boundaries aren't an issue, and you just overstep them. And also, you all like guns and shooting people,
so many things that you have participated in that have been to the demise of everything.
Yeah, but last point of today, speaking of guns, I want to talk about Ray J.
Oh no. Why?
Well, I don't like the club. But sometimes I find myself down at Club Shay Shay. And, anytime Ray J is on a program, I tend to watch.
No, that's fair.
That is one entertaining Negro.
You got an inside pool, an outside pool.
An outside pool.
And an inside pool.
And I laughed heartily when this nigga was like, basically, him and Brandy ain't really speaking right now.
Oh, they got Beth? Not best friend?
Because basically, Shannon was like, how's Brandy? When's the last? Do y'all talk about business and stuff? And he was like, he was like, me and Brandy don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Like, I haven't spoken to her in a minute. I saw her at my daughter's, birthday thing, and it was cool, but we don't really speak. But I know she sees all.
360.
Brandy, omnipresent Norwood. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
360 Norwood.
Yeah, but basically, he intimates that Brandy don't really fuck with him because of his business choices.
What do you hope to accomplish with your new TV network? And it was reported that you got a loan and you messed up over $3 million.
No, I didn't get a loan. I've never got a loan from anything. I'm happy you said
she
that.
don't fuck with Scooty Bike.
Oh, it's not just that though, right? Because keep in mind, there's the Zeus network. Oh. And then he started his own new network called Tronics.
Oh.
Now, remember how I said a couple of weeks ago about how I support Chick-fil-A's gay employees?
Yes.
That's a slippery slope, because on this new network that he got called Tronics, there is a queer-led black trans reality show.
Okay.
Now, on paper, what I just told you sounds amazing. Right. Sounds revolutionary.
Yeah, but you said it's on Zeus Tronics.
Yes. They are fighting, shooting at gas stations.
Oh, no.
Exposing the business, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no. Bastardizing shit all left and right.
So I laughed because I was like, I think it's funny that your sister don't fuck with you because you on some hood shit.
Because she don't have no moral.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and he's been a blood since he was like 11.
Yes,
like,
I know.
It's been so fascinating to me.
The first time that nigga was throwing up gang signs and repping sets, I was like, no, hold on now.
Right. I thought we was just in the I Want to Be Down video. Like,
right. I thought you was Brandy's best friend.
Yeah.
Like the song
Now
was about
you.
you.
Right. Now you up here talking about you sneaking out the crib to go hang out with Snoop, your cousin,
No, you're not
and
D-Money.
everybody else. Yeah, D-Money was not just a character. Like,
No.
D-Money was method acting.
That was Ray J's spirit.
Yeah.
That was like
he
the nigga
being
from Boys in the Hood with the light eyes who shot Ricky. And remember, he ended up actually becoming a murderer because he took drag too far.
But yeah, I wanted to highlight that because I was like, that's weird when like Brandy, like, she was like, nah.
Well, you know, Brandy is a musical genius, and you know she does try to live her life. No, I'm not going.
One thing I won't take away from Brandy is her music. That's all I will say.
I will never take that away from her. She is a genius. She is a genius. She's just a bit unhinged. I told you at that fucking verses when she was telling her child to cover her ears and all kinds of stuff. I was like, no, wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, that's weird.
Mama is about to blow a pound. Like, stop.
Yeah,
like, stop
and
it right
like
now.
Sarai, like she has her own music career by that point. So it's like, what
She
are
votes.
you talking about?
Like,
yeah,
girl,
she votes.
she
She
votes.
what? At the fucking school board.
I want to call this episode the fucking school board, but I know we can't. Join the goddamn school board.
Vote.
Yeah.
Join the school board. Attend meetings. Let these niggas know, because clearly the children, not necessarily our future, they are also our present, and they need our help.
Yeah, they do. And you know who else needs my help? Antoinette, because that biracial lady told me that me making same-day potato salad wasn't going to hit. And so on this Negro Solstice, I just want to thank you all for listening to another episode of Jaded NXT, but I got to go prove a biracial woman wrong. So.
Yes. Until then, bye everybody.
Yes, we're moving on.